Sir, but it's not okay. Now it started, sir. Okay, sir.
Just
Thank you.
because I whenever I start exactly I start recording. Okay, so you see we are going to discuss the steps of research today, and only in the morning I gave a brief description about the how to you should be very much careful about starting a research, and then I was telling the first step in the morning that selection of your problem, like formulation of research problem. So means I was telling that how to get your problem, how to what will be the research question, and how you will find a problem on your own, and either from your own experience in the field, or you can have a study from your literature and all, and or the both the way finding the problem from your own experience and strengthening those problems through different literature review. The second and very much important aspect in any kind of research is review of literature. Review of literature. You see, uh, the review of literature is very important. Because what is review of literature? Anybody any idea what is review of literature and how to do the review of literature? Hmm?
Sir, it is extensive literature survey. Like we have to go through a lot of articles to find out that what other have said on the others' opinion or other research articles on the topics. May be books, it may be research articles, anything, and we have to kind of survey on that and draw conclusions for our own purpose of study.
I think. Do you have this time this language lab, advanced language
Yes,
lab?
sir.
Yes. No.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Who is taking? Madam is taking or
Akshay,
Sir
sir.
is taking.
okay is taking. Okay. So, okay, sir is taking. Okay. So you see, you also ask sir to help you out when when helping you how to do the literature review, how to do reference and all. Okay, we'll take care everything. But anyway, you just tell him also, and I will tell, but he will tell take it more extensively and will tell you how to do literature review and all. You see what I'm telling you. See, the literature review is highly essential, and you should not confine to the very specific material relating to the literature, and the more you will read the more clarity you will get relating to your problem. The first what I was telling, suppose you want to work on a particular issue, suppose you want to work on uh, because from the very beginning you first thought of that, okay, I will work on environment aspect. Okay, if you work on environmental aspect, you don't know on what context of environment you will work. You then what you can do, you first download lots of materials, download materials from the internet, then go to the library, picked up some of the books, then picked up some of the journals, then look into those books and journals which is relating to the environmental aspects. Then first you made an extensive study on relating to the environment from the social science perspective. Then from social science perspective, you should be very much clear that you want to work on environment, that too either from economic perspective or from sociological perspective. So that perspective should be very clear, because you are not going to pick up the books on environment from a scientific perspective or engineering perspective. So you are only picking the books which are dealing with it from social science perspective. Then again from social science, we have those environmental books from philosophical perspective. We have environmental book from economic perspective. We have environmental books from sociological perspective or anthropological perspective. There are lots of even history of environment. We have lots of, and the political ecology. All this from political science perspective. So many aspects are there. So what you can do, you must make a general study on environment from a social science perspective. Then you go specifically on what topic of environment you are doing, because environment is a very vast topic, it covers so many issues. So you should be very much careful that on what aspect you will do. So once suppose you feel that okay, I will do on disaster management, environment context from disaster management, you can look into the climate change, disaster and its impact on rural communities. That you suppose find out. So then you should be very specifically go now the climate change, and climate change in relation to the disaster. Then you study the disaster, and disaster is specifically Whether you will study on flood, whether you will study on drought, or whether you will study on earthquake, or you will study on cyclone, that also you have to again very specific. So that means from environment, you studied the books from environment, then you came to the specifically from the social science perspective, then you came to the kind of very specific angle of environmental, suppose climate change disaster, then you studied on climate change, then you studied on disaster, within the disaster, again you are coming down to the, suppose you want to make study on flood, you will just confine to the flood, and then you will give it slowly, you will make a literature review from economics perspective, political science perspective, all these things. Then you come down to your own discipline on from what angle you want to look, what will be your methodological approach, whether it is a qualitative methodological approach or quantitative approach, whether you look the things from economic perspective, or the disaster you will look from the sociological perspective. All these things you have to look very carefully, and from disciplinary perspective you have to again make a literature review. And the second thing is also, while doing the literature review in general, once your topic is very clear, then while you go specific of your topic in doing the literature review, you should be very much careful that you should make the, suppose now your topic is final, that is climate change and disaster, a case of flood in so and so places. Suppose you are making a study in case of flood in Assam. So what you will do now, or you can take the study in Bihar. Recently Bihar also highly affected by flood. So then what you will do, you have to make a general review from the worldwide perspective, the climate change, flood, worldwide perspective, what are the studies happen throughout the globe, throughout the world. Then you come specifically to the Indian context. From India, you come down to Bihar perspective. That what are the studies happen in the flood, and how many studies happen in the Bihar, and what exactly the outcome of the study held in the Bihar. Then you come down to your locality, where, because you cannot cover the entire Bihar, so the areas which you are covering, so you should be very specific to those areas through your literature. Um, and while doing the literature survey, you see your literature survey, though officially we are telling this step 2, but literature reading starts from the very beginning, because your literature will give an idea about your problems. Then once you read the literature, then your problem will be very clear and problem will be very specific. So that's why when I will tell you how to write proposal, I will tell you in details. I am not going to tell you right now. So how the literature helps. Then either once you, any doubt about the literature review? Hello. Any doubt? Any doubt on literature review? Oh. Okay. So you see, how you will do the literature review? You picked up suppose one book, and you review that books completely, and then specifically from you have to, while doing the review, you have to focus mostly on the methodology, what methodology adopted in the doing the study, and what exactly the outcome it found. So that you can link that. And how you write? You can write from you did a review of the books. Otherwise, if you are doing the review of an article, pick up the articles, do the review. Then what you can do, you write that so and so while studying in so and so area found so and so things. And in bracket you can give the author's surname, comma, the year. Suppose if somebody is studying the Das 2020 in bracket, and there are lots of cases of citation. If you are doing the citation and all, so you have to, anyhow you are, I don't want to consume time. The citation and all these things will be taught by Professor Keroth in the language lab also. So that means either if you are doing some citation in the literature review, you have to give, or either you can give footnotes, or you can give endnotes, or you can give generally the references. So accordingly you have to be very careful and do the literature review. So once your literature review is over, from literature review you will find out to know the research gaps, and from that you can formulate it. The next is the formulation of hypothesis. You can formulate the hypothesis. Hypothesis is a tentative outcome or a provisional supposition, a tentative kind of statements. You are taking a assumption. You are taking is that if the uh, the climate change leads to disaster, and the change in climate has enhanced or increased the frequency of flood in the coastal region of Bihar. So that exactly you are taking in a hypothesis. So either you can take the hypothesis or you can take the research question. So if you are taking the research question, there is no need of taking the hypothesis. I will come later on when I will tell you in the, just after this class when I will tell you how to write the research proposal. I will tell you in details. Then once you are very clear about your hypothesis and you know how to write the hypothesis, see, your research question is just opposite to your formulation of hypothesis. Right? So research question, you are asking the posing the question, you are asking the question, and in hypothesis you are making a kind of provisional statement. You are giving a provisional statement which you want to prove whether it is true or it is false. Right? Then the other very important is your research design. You should be very much careful that what is your research design, whether you are going for a kind of means based on your research objective, because after the literature review you have formulated your objective very clearly, you have formulated your research problem very clearly, your objective is now very clear. Once your objective and everything is clear, so the
Sir,
title is
sir, can you give an example for a hypothesis and research question? Like, what is the difference between basic difference between them?
okay. See, hypothesis here you see, suppose I told the climate change has brought a remarkable change, or the climate change has increased the frequency of flood in the uh, coastal region of Bihar. This is your hypothesis. Either it may be true or false, but while you are putting it in a question form, if you are not taking hypothesis, the means you can, in your objective, you can formulate to analyze or to explore the impact of climate change on uh, the on the local on the disaster or in the on the flood. Yeah. And but research question how you can do the does climate change has increased the frequency of flood. Getting my point? There, what you are mentioning, the climate change has increased the frequency of the flood, but you are just formulating the question in that sentence. You are asking, does the climate change has increased the frequency of flood? So means you are making a kind of suppose if I tell that coal mining has a coal mining has negative impact on local environment. So this is my hypothesis. So but if I pose a research question, I can ask, does coal mining or is coal mining has uh, destroyed the local environment, or is coal mining has polluted the local environment, or is coal mine or does mining has increased the health problem for the local peoples living in that regions. That is your point. So these are the kind of formulation of research question and hypothesis. Then look into the research design. So in the research design, what exactly we are doing, based on your objective, based on your the title of the study, you are formulating your research design. If you are making an experimental research, means suppose you want to make the kind of impact evaluation, impact of coal mining on local environment, so that means it will become an experimental research there. So here, what you have to do? So how you will evaluate the impact of coal mining on local environment? So that means you have to either you have to means, so there will be one will be experimental group, another will be control group, because the moment you are looking into the impact of coal mining on local environment, you have to compare the pre-mining situation, means you, so your experimental group is the mining. So either you have to collect the data from pre-mining periods, before mining what was the situation, Otherwise, you can, and also either you can take the pre-mining situation, ask the people, collect the information from their memory that what was the situation before mining. Otherwise, you can take a control village in the same climatic zone. You can take a control village where the mining is not there. I'll tell you details while writing the research proposal. Where there is no mining, you can take a control village near to that area where there is no mining, and you have a that is control group, and you have taken an experimental group that is mining affected villages. So you can make a comparison that on all aspects what kind of change has come in the livelihood, in the pollution context, in all aspects the objective is same. You can make a comparison the situation in the control villages where there is no mining, in the same agroclimatic zone, in the same regions, and at the same, because your region should not be different, your agroclimatic zone should not be different, because and your community should be more or less similar, because you cannot make a comparison between tribal and non-tribal. In that sense, you will tell that okay, mining is in non-tribal area and your control village is completely tribal area, because the moment the group of population are changed, the all the other aspects will also change. So you should be very careful in your independent variables. So then, if you are making a very ethnographic kind of study, so then their research design, I'll teach you in details about the research design later. If you are making ethnographic study, it should be a descriptive research design. So either if you are making an going and just interacting with the people and exploring more and more things, it will be explorative research design. So based on your research design, you have to be very careful. Based on your research design, you will formulate your methodology. Right? Under methodology, you have to be very careful about the what the methods you use, what will be the tools of your data collection, and how will to the how you will formulate the question and all these things, and what are the question you will pose, who will be your target group, how many questionnaire, how many different types of questionnaire you will design, so, how many minutes you will spare in collecting the information, who are your stakeholders, whom you will ask, all these things will come in the, and who will also collect the information, who will analyze the data, who will write the report, all these things will come under your research design. Then once the research design is clear and your methodological aspect is clear, then you straightway go for data collection. Under data collection, when you will go to the field for data collection, how you will collect the data, who are your target group, how you will approach them, how you will collect the information, how you will test the reliability and validity of those data, because you have to also, unless and until you test the reliability and validity of those data, you cannot be clear. So you just you can make a before data collection also you can do a pilot study. You can go do the pilot study, and through pilot study you can be clear that what exactly you have to do. Then the another is data analysis. Once your data is collected, you can uh, you can um, go for a kind of entering the data into different softwares. So then from software either you can do the analysis. Once you code the data, then you generate the data, then formulate the tables, then do the analysis. Once your data analysis is over, you will get your findings, and then you write the report and give a conclusion. These are the exactly the steps in social science research. So first is we are finding a problem. Once your problem is fixed, then you are going for an extensive literature review. And once your extensive literature review is over, so then you are formulating a hypothesis. And once your hypothesis is clear, you are going for a research design. And once your research design is clear, then you are going for data collection, and then data analysis, then finding and conclusion. Here I will tell a little bit in details about data collection. See, it is not so easy to collect the data, because whenever you went to the field, you are not completely aware about the field, because field situation is not under your control. Because if you are making a primary study, you are going to the field and collecting the information. Suppose I need some official information. Suppose I need to interact with some officials, and also at the same time I need some official information from a particular office. So today I will go to that office. That officer will tell I am busy, you come tomorrow. Tomorrow I will go. That person will again tell you come tomorrow. Again tomorrow you go, he will tell tomorrow. So that means there will be no end to the tomorrow. there will be no end to the tomorrow. You have to spend at least 10-15 days, and after the 10-15 days, the officer may spend 5 minutes to 10 minutes, and will give you some information and will interact with you in a very honor this kind of situation. So he will not give you the information very clearly. He will make a kind of something as if he is very busy. He will as a kind of throwing kind of attitude he will show. So that means the data you may not get the proper information. And suppose if you are collecting the information from a villagers, so you unless and until you are careful that means that person whom you want to interact is having the proper time. Is it the proper time? Suppose now agricultural season is continuing, the person are busy in the harvesting season, and you if you go on the village in the early morning and you tell that uncle I came to interact with you, or bhaiya I came to interact with you. So these are the, then you start asking some of the questions. The moment he or she will see your questionnaire, if your questionnaire is very lengthy, he or she may lose the patience. Then the moment you start the next question, he will start asking you the question, ho gaya? Is it over? So can we finish? How many questions left? So that what will do? You will lose the patience and he will lose the patience, and whatever you will ask, his concentration is in his croplands, but your concentration is not in your question, rather your concentration is how to finish. Because the major problem we have while we go to the field in the data collection, we always from the day one we develop a tendency to wind up the field work as soon as possible, because the moment we see the remote location, remote areas, we feel that from the day one that how I can finish my work. As soon as my work is finished, I am free and I will go. So that's why we did the mistake always. The moment we thought of data collection, this is the difference between the as an anthropologist, a sociologist, and then an economics or political scientist and all. Because generally the anthropology students and sociology students, they specifically anthropology students, they stay for a longer period in the village. They usually adopt the mechanism of participant observation. They stayed in the village like the villagers. They establish the rapport, and through their rapport, their data they used to go for data collection. Immediately on the next day, they won't go and with a pen and paper or with a questionnaire and they collect the information. Usually, their method of collection of data is something different. They adopt participant observation. They adopt extensive interview. They adopt in-depth interaction. So what they do, they go for more and more kind of discussion, more and more kind of interaction. Through that, they collect the information, they collect the data, and for all this data, they can so without any kind of disturbances, they can collect the data and they write the very good report, and which and what usually they do while they interact with the villagers, they never use any pen and paper. So their interaction is completely coded in the brain, and the moment they come back to their rooms and all, immediately they start writing. So that's why I always compel my students to maintain the field notes. So means what you are doing in the field, you have to write always. Even if you are today you didn't do nothing, you simply slept in the field, that also you write. Tomorrow, what you did, you simply went to the market. There was a tribal market. You went to the market. You roam in the market. Ate something in the local food in the market. Also, that you write in your field notes. So today I didn't do means. If somebody will tell that, sir, I slept, what I'll write? I told you slept. So that carries lots of weightage. How it carries lots of weightage in the field means you had a, so means you have a peaceful sleep because throughout the day you slept and you enjoyed your sleeping. That means you are now completely comfortable with the village and you are completely a villager now. You are completely associated with that village. So because if unless and until you felt yourself that you are part of this area, part of that locality, you cannot get a good sleep. So then you went to the market, you have not, you will tell that, sir, I have not collected any information, I just went to the market, I saw the market, I interact with some of the shopkeepers, not related to my research work or thesis work. So, but still you are writing that I had a good time in the market and all. That is also a new insight you are giving. You are doing a research. The moment you are roaming in the market, you are also understanding the social structure of that area where you have went, and where while you are interacting, you have seen the market, how the people are closely interacting with each other, what is the relation between the buyers and customers, sorry, buyers and sellers. Then you are understanding the relationship among the buyers, the how the ethical and physical support they have extended to the all the buyers and sellers. See, that means you are going to get a very good kind of understanding in the context of data, is data collection. So I'm not going in detail now, because when in the next class I'll tell you how to write the research proposal. One I'll tell very clearly, so that will give you a very good idea, because how to formulate the problem, how to do the literature review. So what should we categorize in our literature review? So, and what are the steps? What are the steps of writing a research proposal? The similar steps, what we adopted now, the writing, the steps in the research, we will adopt more or less the similar way, but in a more refined way. The more refined way we will adopt. So, anybody any doubt about this? Now you clear what are the steps of research and how to start the research, what should be your objective of the research, and past morning we were discussing the nature of research, it is scientific, systematic and verifiable. Then what should be the objective of your research, that should be very clear. Means it is not that objective of your topic I am telling. If you are very new to the research, you should be very clear that what should be my objective of my research as a whole, not the objective of your topic or thesis or your research problems. I am telling the objective of research in general, not the objective of your research problem. There is difference between objective of research and objective of a research problem. Then we are looking into the types of variables, what the variable will take, how you will classify those variables, what will be your independent variable, what will be your dependent variable, what will be extraneous variables, and have you identified some of the extraneous variables. Then you go for types of research, which I have already told you also. Research design, then formulation of research problem, which is very important. Once, unless you are till you formulate your research problem, it is very difficult to do your research. So anybody any doubt now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
No doubt. So that means you are very good on research method now. Right? You all can easily understand. Huh? So then have you remembered my assignment which I have given?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now
Yes,
you got
sir.
an idea about the research and all, through that you can write very well.
Yes, sir.
So now clear about the steps in the research. Then the brief idea about what is research, all this thing, because the last 8 classes we have already gone through the entire introduction to social science research, and now research steps. Clear now? Anybody any doubt? Because these are very crucial things. You should be very much careful. So anyhow, I'll not disturb you now. So we can meet on the Monday, and I'll please don't miss any class, because Monday I'll teach you how to write a research proposal, which is very crucial for all of you. Huh? Huh? Okay. Good night to all of you. We'll meet on Monday.
Hello, sir.
Ah,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night.
Good night.
good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Uh, hello, sir.
Ah.